Hi everyone, Jason here. If you are doing the Super Juice Me Lockdown Challenge, first of all, hats off to you. Congratulations. Some of you chose 14 days, some chose 28 days, and there's so many people all around the world going strong. I appreciate not everybody around the world is in lockdown. This all got obviously kicked off and stimulated because Boris Johnson and Mr. Hancock decided a couple of weeks ago to say we're going into a lockdown again in England, and it was lockdown 2.0. And essentially people had a choice. You can either go overeating, over drinking, over consumption of television, as many people did in lockdown season 1. But lockdown season 2, they went, actually, maybe I'm going to get healthy. And some of the results that are coming through are, I mean, I always know, I've been doing this for over 20 years, so I know just how good the results are. But you forget this is, of course, this is the plan of the movie, of course. So if you haven't seen that yet, you want to really get fired up, stimulated to do a juice plan. Super Juice Me, the movie, it was made a few years ago. Over 6 million people have now seen it. It's free on YouTube. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on superjuiceme.com and various other bits. So if you want to convince it for people, that's where to go. My YouTube channel also has tons of recipes and everything else. Talking of recipes, this one appears on day 4, 11, 18, and 25 if you're doing the whole thing. It appears on day 4 and day 11 if you're doing the 14 days, obviously. This is your breakfast and your dinner. Yes, indeed. The plan has been carefully designed. You know if you've got the app, you know if you've got the book. It was carefully designed so you have 2 recipes per day. You actually have 4 recipes, as in 4 drinks per day, but 2 recipes. So that, in fact, the app and the book explains why that is, and to make sure that you complete the program. Because we want to make it quick and easy for everyone. So you make a double batch, then you make a double batch. So here really I'm making 1 batch, but if you're following the rules of the book, you really would make a double batch, and then you put it in a flask, no light, no oxygen going in, so that you can have it later on for dinner. And it just saves you having to clean the juicer out several times a day. There are ways around it. Some people make all of the juices all week, and they just stick them in bottles and stick them in the freezer. Because of course, when you freeze something, it still retains the life. Anyway, I could do an entire juice talk like a juice academy. We could be here forever. So let's crack on with the recipe. Here's what you're going to need. If you're not doing the plan, this is still a great standalone anyway. Apple. The key, look, if you do most of my recipes where any vegetables play a part, apple plays a part too. Why? Because you need that little kick, that little sweetness, but moreover, you need soluble fiber pectin. This one doesn't matter that much because, of course, we've got berries and banana going in the blender, which is why we've got plenty of fiber going on. So this is called the Antioxidant King. That's because the berries, you need a load of mixed berries. The berries that I got hold of today was raspberries and blueberries. Blueberries are almost the antioxidant king. They are from the normal berry family. I'm not talking about acai berries or goji berries because acai berries have twice the amount of antioxidant content. But I mean, really, I talk normal berries, not the Notting Hill berries, as I call them. Handful of spinach, always good to get a bit of green in. We've got half a banana, we've got a quarter of a pineapple. This pineapple's huge. So anyway, so that looks like more than a quarter. You can leave the skin on a pineapple if you want and juice it that way, but you never know what it's sprayed with, so it's one of those. And then the piece de resistance, beetroot. So many studies. If you want to do it now, you can just go online, look at beetroot juice studies. Everything loaded with nitrates. It widens the blood vessels. Oxygen uptake is increased. And you talk about something in terms of, especially studies have been done on apple juice and breathing. We're talking about now what's going on with this particular virus and everything else. The best way to protect yourself above all else, I would say even over anything else, is to build your immune system. This is the thing that we're looking at now, and all of these play a major part in doing that. Even if you're not on the plan, even if you're not doing the lockdown challenge, but you just get one of these into you every single day. Just change your breakfast for 30 days. That can be a challenge for you. So here's how to make it. Let's get cracking. I'm using a cold press juicer. I am, of course, using the Juice Master cold press juicer. But you can use any juicer, clearly, obviously. Goes without saying. I'm going to put the apple in first. Here's what we need to do. If you're using a fast juicer, what's really important, I'm going to close the drip stop because I want to let it build up in the reservoir. You get a little bit more juice that way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the spinach now. It doesn't normally matter in a cold press juicer when you put things through, apart from celery, but there's no celery in this recipe. However, if you're using a fast juicer, and you just put the spinach straight in, because it's 15,000 revs per minute, in between 10 and 15,000 revs per minute, it's going to just all kick in the pulp bucket, and you're going to get no juice from it. So when you juice in a cold press juicer, it's 65 revs per minute, so it's fine. So the way to get around it on a fast juicer is you pack it in tight, leave the juicer off, put the apple in first, pack the spinach behind it, and then put the beetroot behind that, turn it on, boom, then you'll get all the juice from it. But I'm using a cold press. I'm a big fan of any juicer that you will use. You say, what's the best juicer, Jace? The one that you're gonna use. It's like, what's the best form of exercise in the world? The exercise you will do. That's it, that's what it comes down to. The whole key here is nutrition, move the body, and if you get a chance during this whole second lockdown, if you're in England in particular, is that if you can avoid what you put into your eyes and your ears as well. I believe your life is a result of what you feed yourself, but not just in your mouth, but also what you watch. When you look at the negative news that's going on, why is the news negative so much? Because viewing figures, they want it. They want to scare you. Of course they do. This is people don't understand that, of course, they get a free pass. They can come and go. All the journalists can come and go as they please. So when you get somebody in England in particular who's on morning television, I won't mention his name, that rants so much. I don't even watch. I got rid of my Twitter account at the whole start of this nonsense, and I don't watch any quote-unquote normal telly. I just get the odd news thing from my Apple phone, and that's about it. It's just, otherwise you think the world's coming to an end. Actually, when it isn't. Well, it is with the government decisions. But again, I'm getting political. I'm meant to be making a recipe. What are you doing, Jace? Right, so this is it. This is the Antioxidant King. Antioxidants you need all the time. If you go to the gym a lot, you're going to have free radical damage, right? So this is the trade-off. So if you're constantly working out, there's a stress that you're putting on your body. Nothing wrong with that, it's really good. However, you need antioxidants to curb that free radical damage. And in nature, they do that. We're the only creatures that have things like Pringles and stuff like that. So we need to make sure that we have that going on. So I'm gonna add some ice. This is where your blender comes in. Add some ice in the blender. Add the banana, or as they say, takadizi in Swahili. Why I know that, I don't know. Una takadizi. Would you like a banana? No umbadizi. I would like a banana. Again, why am I saying that? I don't know. Here's the mixed berries going in. Frozen berries work really well. Frozen banana makes this rich and creamy as well, which is happy days. Then we're going to pour the juice in. I've added quite a bit of ice. Look at that rich red color. That means that beetroot is rocking and rolling. Now we're going to blend this for, I'm going to give it like 40 seconds. And this, if by magic, look at this, it's just happened almost in a nanosecond. And there she is, the Antioxidant King. This, like I said, if you are doing the Super Juice Me Lockdown Challenge, 14 days or 28 days, some are doing 21 days because they're a rebel. They've decided to go somewhere in the middle. 21 days is pretty damn cool as well. Because it's, I like to give it the standing sometimes that nature's finest requires. Glass can make all the difference, especially at night. So, you know, you're just going to pour yourself, you're doing this plan, you think, I want to kick back. And, you know, you just change the glass and it just changes the game. So all of a sudden you have one of those and you can put it into a wine glass, something like that. Let's have a little sip of this. And of course, as you know, oh, it's so good. Because although the beetroot is earthy, and I would say that's the hero of even though it's called the antioxidant juicer, the berry should be the hero. But in terms of nutrition, I would argue heavily that actually when it comes to juicing, the beetroot is the hero here. But of course, they're all heroes in their own way. The banana, of course, gives us that fiber that we're looking for. The berries also gives us that fiber because they've been blended at the same time. But we've got that wonderful creamy pineapple that's gone in, rich in bromelain, helps to break down excess proteins in the body. The whole thing, and the key thing here is you sip it slowly. Just sip that slowly. For many of you, this video, of course, going out on Thursday, which is because most people start on a Monday. So we tried to time it that some of you will be on day 10. In fact, there's going to be a lot of you on day 10. But we didn't have a start date for the Lockdown 2.0 Super Juice Me Challenge. People are starting on different days. If you haven't started and it's news to you, just start looking at all our social media channels. That includes, obviously, Facebook. Mainly Instagram. On Instagram a lot. People say, are you on Twitter? No, because it's evil. People say, you're on TikTok? I say, no, because I'm not 11. But on the other two social media channels, you'll find. And just join in. If you need support, my team's there as well. I'm running around a lot, so I haven't been as supportive, but I'm going to shoot as many videos as I possibly can towards the end before hopefully they lift lockdown in England on the 2nd, and hopefully we get back to some degree of normality sooner rather than later. If you're doing the plan though, you've turned a negative, like a lockdown or the situation, into a massive positive. Come out the other side, you can feel amazing. Cheers everyone.